Do I actually hold a baby like palming a basketball? Well, I can't confirm nor deny that. But in this video, I'm not talking about childcare skills. I'm going to be helping you, giving you 4 practical tips to selling your home with the baby on the way. The Chicago life is going to be the baby life. Folks, I'm Anant Deoras, AD, a local EXP realtor, and you've seen all the headlines. A lot of it, in my opinion, clickbaity. We're gonna have a crash. We're gonna have a correction. We're gonna have softening of prices. Interest rates are going up. Home prices are going down, going up, staying flat. We have inflation, energy prices. Clear everything. My step 1 here, instead of all of this misinformation and having stress about the market, this first step, you need to get pre-approved, right? Affordability is really, really critical because prices are still up. You're gonna see this quick graph here. Inventory levels are still there. Inventory levels are slowly climbing, but home prices, depending on the location, is still pretty strong. So you need to understand your affordability. And this is where you need to take the pre-qualification quiz. It's from my lender team, Bob Friel and his team. It's a 14-step, super easy quiz where you ask basic questions. In your situation, it's going to be, you're not a first-time buyer, right? Zip code, and if you don't know exactly where you're gonna live, put in the zip code of your first choice. Go through the 14 questions. You're then gonna schedule a discovery call with someone on Bob's team. Then Bob's gonna have a follow-up call with your loan products and options. And then also, depending on how far out, you may think you're 6 to 8 months out, but in actuality, if you can afford it, you can go ahead and move forward. Now, of course, you got to sell that home, which I will talk about. He'll give you some loan examples and then give you a pre-approval. That's that pre-approval. If those dreams you've been dreaming about, that move-up home or the forever home, are an actual reality after you have that call with Bob's team, then we need to discuss the home search. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a second, isn't that a little cart before the horse? We're talking about the search and the next home, but what about selling the existing home? Well, we want to get, because now as inventory levels are increasing, you have a little more time, you've got that bun in the oven, literally, right? Not literally, you get what I'm saying. And you need to have a little extra time. So I want to focus and be proactive on the search. Now, of course, many agents will say you've got to use my website. I do have a website if you want to go down below, livinginchicago.net. It's got a lot of great custom fields, custom filters. You want to filter, if say you have a monthly payment after that consultation with Bob's team, you want to put in specific HOA fees, you want to put in taxes. I have it right there, you can see it. Go ahead and sign up if you want. However, feel free to use your Redfins, your Realtor.coms, or your Zillows. It's all the same info. You can use it, start kind of customizing, drilling down. And oh, by the way, concurrently, I'm going to get you set up on an off-market list of homes directly from the MLS. So the off-market private listings in conjunction with the on-market should have plenty of opportunities for you to see properties. And then we can slowly take our time going on showings. You can do open houses, just give my full name. But this is really that critical where you're kind of now getting out of that dreaming and this is really becoming a reality. And so get this search going first. And then now we're going to be talking about preparing your home for sale. So a lot of homeowners, regardless if you have the baby in the way or not, really get stressed about the home preparation process, right? You've got jobs, you both probably working, you've got the baby to consider, of course, you have just normal stresses, family, right? And so what I want to do with this home prep is make it as painless as possible and try to remove as much of that stress. That is my job as a real estate agent here. And so what I really want to focus in and drill in on is kind of really 2 main kind of factors of the prep process, right? Painting and decluttering. Now, painting, it does not have to be anything super crazy. I've got people that you can hire. You can do it yourself. Again, this is why I want to bake in a little additional time. Add some fresh paint. A lot of it is an emotional feeling you need to understand. Think about it when you purchase the home, right? More than likely is when you purchase that home or the home you decided on where you're living in right now, it had a fresh coat of paint. It kind of evokes just kind of an emotional response. It feels more like home, that fresh paint, the smell of the fresh paint. If all possible, do that. If that's not possible or you've already recently done a paint job, congratulations, then you don't have to really necessarily worry about that. but decluttering is critical. You may think your place is gorgeous. Of course, I would come over there, give you an unbiased opinion. We need to do room by room, removing all the clutter, getting nice and decluttered. And then, of course, then we would go into getting the really sharp photography and getting it ready for the market. And so then that kind of leads into this kind of final step here of, okay, well, you got to sell that home first to get the proceeds. What if you haven't found the home yet? So I've got a really great option that you need to consider here. Let's talk about it. So you've isolated a couple of properties that you're kind of forever home, or you're at move up home, or maybe you haven't. You've got your property ready to go, prep it on the market. Home prices are still good, right? There's still a little lack of inventory. So I'm advising you, hopefully as your realtor, let's get it on the market. Maybe we have it on what's called the PLN, and I can explain that. Comment below if you want to understand what PLN means. The question now is, okay, well, what if you haven't quite yet isolated that property and you need a little bit more time? What I strongly recommend in sellers, and it's expected even on the home that you're going to be purchasing, because actually those particular homeowners, they have to get into a new home too. So I do strongly recommend is what's called a leaseback. So what happens is we close in an appropriate amount of time. It could be 30, 45 days. And then you become a de facto tenant, and those buyers, those sellers, the place that you purchased, they become basically the buyers become the landlord. So what happens is you stay in the property, you negotiate amount of time. There's a little bit money held back in escrow, right? Just in case if there's any wear and tear when you leave. But let's say it's negotiated. It could be 30 days, it could be 60 days. 60 days is probably pushing it, but 30 to 60 days. And you basically pay their monthly mortgage amount, PITI plus HOA. You can stay in the home, so you have that security. They, of course, probably have a lease, so they don't necessarily have to move in. You have that security, and then when that new property is ready and ready to go, then basically you have the proceeds, and those proceeds that you did from the sale, you can use that towards your new home, and you're all ready to go. So this has been the 4 practical steps to selling your home with that baby on the way, the bun in the oven. I'm Anant Deoras, AD with DE-CLUTTER Realty. And if you found value in this video, consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and really more important, comment. The algorithm loves that. I want to be able to have this video reach as many people, particularly those first-time sellers, right? I'm going to have a lot of contact around first-time sellers, first-time buyers, and first-time downsizers, those retirees. So please do that. And if you have any questions, I'll reach out. Take care.